I love New Zealand. People there are sane, as opposed to the United States, where you had a 62% vaccination rate, and that's going down, going the wrong direction. Where would you rather live? A place that actually believes in science and is sane, and where people can work together cohesively to a common goal, or a place where everybody's at each other's throats, extremely polarized, turning its back on science?
The United States is a fantastic place to live, but New Zealand is just stunningly beautiful.
I'm not there for the scenery. I'm there for the sanity.
Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why James Cameron has went from being one of the most successful directors in Hollywood to being nominated every year for the huge Embarrassing Failure Awards? Is it any wonder why his latest film, Avatar: Flaming Assfire, was down nearly 50% at the box office? Is it any wonder why Disney has drastically reduced the budget for the next polished turd that James Cameron is going to release? I am no expert in marketing box office failures in Hollywood, but I'm pretty sure insulting the people who live in the wealthiest country in the world, I'm pretty sure insulting them is not a good marketing strategy. I highly doubt that Disney spent $400 million to promote Avatar: Flaming Assfire, so James Cameron could lecture Americans on a virus that most normal people moved on from 5 years ago. What the wanker spankers in Hollywood can't seem to understand, and the 10% of the population who choose to identify as wanker spankers, they also fail to understand this. There is America, which is normal people. I believe this demographic makes up around 90% of the country. Then you have the other 10%, also known as the others. This demo consists of Hollywood and their pretend friends in the mainstream media. Then you have the microscopic percentage of the population who spend all their time on social media, bots, angry women like Megyn Kelly, whose audience is rapidly declining. The other prominent demo on social media is lonely men. Men like Keith Olbermann. Katie Boo! Woke white women like Jennifer Welch who exercise by riding their broom. You have that America, which is an illusion. None of it is real. Then you have the real America. I am a real American. The real America often gets overlooked because normal people are busy living their lives. They're working, they're raising kids. Instead of spending Tuesday nights doom scrolling on social media, normal people are at the ballpark coaching their kids in baseball. Mom is the team mom. Not only are normal people often overlooked, they have no representation in the mainstream. Why? Because normal people are boring. They're not sensationalized. They're not controversial. But if you pay attention, every once in a while, normal people will send a clear message. Unlike lonely men or woke white women, normal people don't grease their Twitter fingers to get their messages across. They don't have the time to make some doofus video on TikTok. Normal people send a message with their wallets or with their attention. For years now, normal people, especially mothers, they have been sending a very clear message to Disney. We will not be exposing our children to your toxic turds. And now, Disney is starting to feel the consequences. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. So I can get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. My uncle called me around Thanksgiving. He's a military veteran, served in the Gulf War in the early 90s, but as he's gotten older, been dealing with various health-related issues. Doctors had him on pain management, had him taking all this medication just to get him to sleep at night, most of which wasn't working. Once the meds wore off, he was tossing and turning all night, plus he was building up a tolerance to it. My aunt bought him some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, wanted him to try it out just to see if it would work. My uncle applies the CBD lotion every night before he goes to bed. He is getting the best sleep that he has gotten in years. Doesn't even take the pain medication anymore because he doesn't need it. Over the holidays, one of my longtime viewers reached out to me telling me how the CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading alleviated his back pain. He had been dealing with back pain for years, couldn't find anything that would work, bought a bottle of CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading. 20 or so minutes later, back pain gone. I have got countless stories from viewers, friends, family. They all tell me the same thing. They cannot believe this stuff actually works. Hell, there's a reason Sugar Mountain Trading has been with me here on the channel for almost 2 years now. My audience keeps buying their CBD because Sugar Mountain Trading is the real deal. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use my promo code BTL25, BTL25. Receive 25% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Headline at deadline: Disney to lay off 1,000 employees and first cuts under new CEO. This isn't the first round of layoffs that Disney has went through in recent years. From 2023 through 2025, Disney has eliminated 8,000 jobs. This mass exodus has saved the non-binary mouse almost $8 billion every year. Now, I am no expert in business, but I'm pretty sure thriving companies do not eliminate almost 10,000 positions in the span of 3 years. Most of the people losing their jobs at Disney work in the experiences division. People working on Disney cruises, people working at Disney theme parks. When you see pictures on Lonely Mans of Dad and Dad with their emotional support walrus at Epcot, they're taking a nice family picture with Minnie identifying as Mickey. Unfortunately, that picture will no longer include the identifying mouse. Whether the mouse is identifying as Minnie or Mickey really doesn't matter. Either way, the mouse is fired. Recent layoffs have also impacted the entertainment division at Disney. Earlier this week, we talked about ESPN going through another round of layoffs. James Cameron was recently notified that Disney was reducing his budget for his upcoming turds, or as the industry prefers to call them, box office failures. The question is, how did we get here? How did this multi-billion-dollar organization, how did this media giant reach a point where they are letting go of almost 10,000 people in the span of 3 years? The other day, some doofus politician in Canada had an emotional meltdown over the Prime Minister reducing the budget for identifiers. Now, just to be clear, this woman has no association with Disney, but her ideology is one of the main reasons for Disney's decline. Watch it for yourself.
Prime Minister Carney is cutting $7 billion between Indigenous Services Canada and Crown Indigenous Relations. They provided $0 to deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2S LGBTQIA+.
What? Excuse me? I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. And the confusion that you're feeling right now, this is the same confusion that children went through while watching recent Disney movies. When I was growing up, Disney movies were very easy for children to follow and understand. The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Snow White. The storylines were basic. The movies were designed to entertain the kids while mom was making dinner. But recent Disney movies, instead of being designed to entertain children, Disney started creating storylines to indoctrinate children. Mommy, why is Ariel identifying as a two-spirit mermaid? What does that mean? Of course, Mom has no idea what the hell two-spirit means. Mom is only familiar with the Holy Spirit. So she pulls up Google and looks up two-spirit. Salutations, female birthing person. It is I, your gender-fluid AI. People who embody two spirits have both masculine and feminine spirits. Mom immediately wonders why an innocent Disney movie is talking about people with dual spirits, so she turns the TV off and tells her daughter to go play with her Barbies. And the daughter is never allowed to watch a Disney movie again. No visits to the Magic Kingdom, no traveling the world at Epcot. Disney is no longer allowed in the household because the mother can no longer trust Disney with the mind of her child. And that, I believe, is the main reason Disney is struggling. Millions and millions of American mothers no longer trust Disney to entertain their children. Unfortunately for Disney, I think this is just the beginning. Think about it. If Gen Z kids aren't growing up watching Disney, their kids won't grow up watching Disney, which means their grandchildren won't grow up watching Disney. You gotta remember, Gen Z is on pace to be the most conservative generation that we have seen in decades. Church attendance is surging across the country, and Gen Z is driving the increase. Yesterday afternoon, my daughter texted me asking if she can go to church that night. 2 years ago, when we started going back to church, I had to drag her out of bed on Sunday morning. It was a nuisance getting her to church. When I was her age, I was angry at my mom for making me go to church on Wednesday nights. But today, that's where all the kids are hanging out. My generation, we were smoking doobies by the snack machine. Her generation is playing basketball in the church gym, waiting for the service to start. Disney made the one mistake that a children's brand cannot afford to make. Disney pissed off American mothers. Men, we have short memories. I rarely get mad, but if I'm mad about something, 5 minutes later, I've already forgotten about it. But women never forget how you make them feel. Women live their lives based in their emotions. I can do something nice for my wife and she will remember it for months. If I do something that hurts her, she will remember it forever. Women are excellent at holding grudges, especially when the grudge involves their children. Disney lost the trust of American mothers. They lost a generation of kids in Gen Z. And I don't know if Disney will ever fully recover. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.